Okay guys, so basically in this part I'll be showing you how exactly you're supposed to calculate your CRS score. CRS score is not difficult to calculate, it's very easy. You just have to go to the website. I'll be showing you all of that. You just have to answer the questions in terms of yes or no, and once you're done with a series of questions, you get the score that you have. So probably we have a screen here and I'll be screen sharing so that you can get the context about how exactly you're supposed to do. Let's head on to this. So we are inside the Chrome now. What we have to do is just put out the search term CRS calculator. Yeah, that's it. Once we did do this right, we will see these are the websites that come on, and this is the website that we are supposed to go for. That is cic.gc.ca, because this is the official government website where you can score, get to know the score that you have, get to know how many points you're gonna earn for any particular point or something like that. So let's go into this. This is the tool where you calculate all of that. Once we go inside, now this is like they have told about what this is all about, but basically as I said, it's just a tool to calculate the score for yourself, and it is pretty much transparent because what the score that you're gonna get here is pretty much the score that you'll get even in legal terms as well, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll be going here and we just have to use this tool now. So we'll be going through these series of questions, and we'll get to know what our score is at the end. So let's move on. Let's look at the first question that says, what is your marital status? Are you single? Are you married? Any of that. I'll put myself as single, never married or single. And now it says, how old are you? Right now I may be 23, so I will assume that after 2 or 3 years I should be 25 or 26. So I will assume to be in that position and try to put it in accordingly. So let's put it here. How old are you? I'm gonna put it as 20. I'll put it as 26 years old. Okay, I'm assuming that I'm applying for PR after 3 years. So what is your level of education now? Now enter the highest level of education that you have earned in Canada. Now you're supposed to put the biggest education that you've done here. For me, it is master's degree. Okay, so have you, if you are done diploma, you're supposed to put this one, 2-year program at a university, college or technical school or other institute. Or if you are doing 2 or more certificates, but that is like takes up to 3 or more years of education, then you're supposed to do this. If you're doing bachelor's, select this. I'm doing master's, so I'm selecting this one. Now I'll go to, have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? So I'll put it as yes, I have earned a Canadian certificate or a degree. Now the next question is, choose the best answer to describe the level of education. So I'll put it as a degree, diploma or certificate of 3 years or longer. But if you are done a diploma, make sure that you choose this one. And now we'll be selecting the language test that we have given. I'm assuming that I'm good in English. I'm assuming that I have got 8 or 9 bands or something like that. So let's move on like in that way. Are your test results less than 2 years old? Yes. You can't apply for PR with a score more than older than 2 years. So make sure if you are applying for PR, you are writing the IELTS exam, whatever it is, right before within the 2 years of applying. That's basically the requirement. So I'll be putting it as IELTS here, and for my scores, I'm assuming the scores to be the highest. I'm putting my speaking as 7.5 to 9, listening as 8.5, okay, reading as 8, writing as 7.5 to 9. I'm assuming that I'm the best, don't worry. And do you have any other language results? So basically, a lot of people here, what they do is they do write the French exam as well. That is TEF or TCF. That's how it goes, I guess. Yeah. So these two are the most important major French exams. If you want to raise your score a little bit, it's pretty much a good idea to learn French and write these exams because it will help you to boost your CRS score. So once we do that, since I'm not planning to write French exam, at least for now, I'll keep it as not applicable. I'll go inside work experience in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled experience I have in Canada, not outside Canada, within Canada. I'm assuming that I have 1 year of experience after doing my graduation in Canada, so I'll put it as 1, and it should be in knock tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. And most of the jobs that we do here are within these 3 tiers. For example, right now I'm working as a salesman, so it comes under the tier 2 or 3 as far as I know. And if you're being a manager or some company, it comes under tier 1 or 0. I'm not really sure. As far as I know, it's mostly for the businessmen or something like that, but we usually fall under the category 1, 2, or 3. That's how it goes. So if you aren't sure, you can find your NOC here. I'm assuming that I have 1 year of experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of foreign skills experience you have? Now, this is where this could be a deciding factor for all those guys who are trying to work outside. For example, if you are coming from India and you have already worked for 1 or 2 years, you have that much experience to prove here and gain some extra points just because of those experiences. So I'll be assuming that I came to Canada as a fresher, so I have no or less than a year experience. Do you have a certificate of qualification from Canadian province? This is something that we usually don't have, so I'll put it as no. Do you have any valid job offer supported by LMIA? This is the full form for that, Labor Market Impact Association. This is something we will discuss later on at some point, and I want to make a detailed video on this topic. But just to give you a short description about what this is basically what an employer gives you in case you require any sponsorship for visa or anything like that. That is basically the whole thing, and most of the people who are working here are not expecting this for themselves. So let's assume that we don't have any LMIA at the moment, so I'll put it as no. Do you have any nomination certificate from a province? What I meant to say is PNP, any of that nomination certificates that goes on. If you are a student, you have qualified for the PNP programs, you can give a yes out here, yes or no. But we don't have any nominations, so we will put it as no for now. Do you or your spouse or common law partner live in India? Live in Canada? I personally don't have any of my relations in Canada, so I'll put it as no. But if you have, you can put it as yes. And now here's the button, that is calculative score. I'll click on this and I can see there's a whole bunch of information regarding what points I've earned. If I come down, I can see my total score is 501. And now, before we head on to what the situation right now in Canada is, let's assume that I have done a diploma now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll reload the whole page. I'm sorry, I'm gonna make this video a little bit longer because I want to help you the best way possible. Now here, I'm assuming that I'm single, I'm married, I am going with 26 years old again. I am earning a 2-year degree. I'm not doing a degree now, I'm doing a 2-year program, that is a diploma program. So I do this. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? I said yes. What is the best level of education that I have? It's a it's a 1 or 2 year diploma or certificate. What are the official scores? Yes, it's less than 2 years old. IELTS, yes. I'm put it as high as again. I'm best in English, you know that. Writing 7.5 again. Not applicable. I'm really bad at French. I don't want to write any French exams. I have none or less the okay. I got 1 year of experience. In the last 10, how many foreign? No, none or less than a year. Do you have any certification of qualification? No, again. Do you have any LMI offer? No. Do you have any nomination certificate? No, again. Do you have any spouse or anything? No. Now I'm going to calculate my score. I can see from 501 we came down to 437. What is the difference? Just because of doing a degree, you are getting more than 64 points extra just because of doing a degree. That's the difference that degree is bringing to your PR points and the CRS score overall. Basically, we can look into this in more detail here. You can have a look into this. So this is, you are looking at this Canadian work experience and education, you are getting 13 points. but that's not the basic factor that we're trying to get. Yeah, you look at this, you are getting 98 points for the level of education. But if I put here as a degree or diploma and change this to a master's degree again, I'm gonna come back here and calculate the score, and that 198 has become 135, and the total score has again become 501. So guys, this is what I meant to say. This is where degree plays a major factor sometimes in your PR, getting a PR. You don't have to like work really hard to get that extra points for PR sometimes, just because of having a degree and all of that extra advantage over in terms of points. Now, I'll try to do one more thing. We are putting our experience as 2 years. Now that 501 should become 10 points more. That's what it is. Yeah, it's 13 extra points. So basically 1 year of Canadian experience fetches you 13 extra points to your CRS score. So guys, this is what I meant to say. Your education level sometimes could be a deciding factor in getting a PR. Why? Because the CRS score these days are really complicated and on a very high level. A lot of the cutoffs that in CRS we are getting is somewhere around 500 or 510, 520, and it's really hard for us temporary residents to get that score in a way really fast. So what happens is you end up working for 2 to 3 years, and still you have to wait for your CRS score to come up in a way where you can apply for this, and it becomes difficult sometimes. I've heard that when your CRS score is not good enough, you can actually change the province, and the different provinces have their own cutoffs. So instead of 514 in Ontario, maybe in British Columbia or maybe in Manitoba, it could be a little bit lower, maybe 450 or something like that. I'm not really sure about that. I'm still yet to learn about it. But what I know is this is the major cutoff that you have to look into. This is how it goes, how you calculate the CRS score. You can put the information for yourself to analyze where you stand right now and what are the requirements for yourself to get that so-called PR stuff for yourself. So yeah, that's it.